Sick. Welcome back everybody to Because You're Fish. Thanks for joining me again. My name's Seth. I've got a special one for you. I've got my brother Gordo here. We're over at his house and we're gonna check out his fish room. We don't have very many local fish stores around, so this is the way we get to check out, new fish. It's pretty cool.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, so we'll start on this one. What have you got here, Blake?
This is my 20 high. This is one of my actually first tanks that got me back in the hobby. We have some red laser rainbows up at the top there.
Are those the prey cocks?
They are, I think so.
And they're out of someone's strain, aren't they?
Yes, those are from Bob Allen from Salem.
Sweet.
Bought them at the fish auction last October.
Very nice.
They've been some of my favorite little fish. There is 12 coolie loaches in there. There's 2 silver coolies that are wiggling around in that bottom corner, and then 10 of the regular coolies. There's 3 blue eye lemon plecos and 3 skunk stripe corridoras. Come around the side, you can see the skunk stripes.
Oh yeah. Those are big cories. They look great.
And then there's just random shrimp, just a bunch of coals that I got from my buddy. And a bunch of dwarf sag.
Right, and what other kind of plants are we looking at?
This is a, brain fart.
Dwarf aquarium?
Dwarf aquarium lily.
Okay. This looks like an Anacris.
And that is some Anacris. And some Hygrophilus sunset.
Sunset, sweet. Spawning mop looks good.
Got spawning mop for the rainbows.
And then some crypts.
And then there was a bunch of crypts, but I put some swords in there and they pretty much ate that tank alive. So
what kind of
starting?
Sorry, what kind of substrate are you using there?
So fluval stratum with some Petco sand mixed in.
Okay. Yep, I've taken all the swords out of my tanks as well. I fear that they'll just suck them dry. So how many fish in total in this tank? Lots.
A little over 20.
Sweet. And filtered?
Filtered by a little canister filter. It's just off to the side here. It's just an Amazon canister that I got for free from a guy.
Sweet.
So this is 10 gallon, the old classic Pound Cute gravel. You gotta have that in one of your tanks. And these are sparkling gouramis that I got from you, Seth.
That's right.
These are some of his F1s. Then Hygrophila angustifolia, whole bunch of it, and pearlweed, and Sylvinia and dwarf water lettuce up top, and a whole bunch of snails. I love my snails.
Yeah, that looks perfect for sparkling gourami because they like to get up in those floating plants and make their bubble nests. That's awesome. Just an air stone in this one?
Just an air stone.
Sweet. Okay, moving down.
And then I just set this one up maybe 2 weeks ago for a pair of sparkling gouramis.
They are.
They're kind of hiding. Filtered with an Aquarium Co-op sponge filter.
Very nice. Pretty sweet little fish. I've got a little pea puffer.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love him. And this is my scud tank. There is tons and tons of scuds.
So scuds are super awesome. If you don't know what scuds are, you're missing out. You should look into scuds. I've got a video on scuds I can link below. So how many scuds did you start with?
I would say it was probably about 25.
Sweet.
Now there's well over 1 million, at least.
And scuds in other tanks?
Yes, most of the tanks have scuds now. Since I feed them, they get in the sponge filter and kind of live their life out, and fish just pick them as they please.
Yep. That's what's awesome about scuds. They'll eat algae and detritus while they feed your fish. Okay, and here we've got a 20 long, I believe.
20 long. It's got some celestial pearl danios, yellow gold striped shrimp, some cardinal tetras, not cardinals, neon tetras.
That's right. They're still looking good.
Got her from Seth. Those were actually his first fish when I helped him set up his first tank. That's what
right.
him and his daughter picked out, and I took them for him.
Yep, they've been excellent fish.
They're big old chubbies. They eat good. There is a albino bristlenose pleco in this one, and there is a longfin super red, but it's probably hiding.
Yeah.
Just sponge filter to filter, and the good old fluval stratum with the Petco sand.
Man, that hygrophila looks good in there.
Yeah, it grows like crazy.
And I like the moss. I like the algae scape, they're calling it these days.
Yeah, I just leave it alone. It stays pretty good.
So that's a pretty sweet plant there. Looks like...
That's some bucephalandra. There's a couple buces in there.
Is that like a jumbo leaf?
I just bought it. It came as bucephalandra SP. And down here I have my Corridora pilatus grow out.
Yeah, they're looking good. A lot of green.
There's a bunch in there. I think 3 different hatches.
A lot of ram's horns.
A whole bunch of ram's horns.
And a lot of Nana, Anubias Nana.
That came from the guy. He had a whole tank full of Nubius. The guy that got out of the hobby that gave me all his stuff.
Nice. That's what I love about the hobby, is just helping out other hobbyists, whether it's, you know, taking stuff from them or giving stuff to them, but just making the hobby flourish. And the fish that I'm seeing?
And up top are the Daisy's blue rice fish.
Sweet.
They're from you. You gave me a spawning mop full of eggs, and I hatched those out.
It's good to see that they're doing good for you.
And they've actually started to hold eggs and put them in that spawning mop. So I would say another 3 days and I'll start getting fry.
Sweet. Yeah, and I've noticed that when they're breeding, they don't prey on the fry, so I wouldn't worry about separating them. That's just my opinion. Nice setup. Moving over one.
And here we have blue dream shrimp and some panda cories that are growing out to hopefully be future breeders.
Sweet. I'm also trying to breed the panda cories. We have different bloodlines, so maybe we can mix them up in the future.
That would be nice.
Coarse sponge filter, awesome.
Aquarium co-op.
Cool. Moving over one more.
Here we have the yellow gold striped shrimp, and this is the tank I was talking about with the scuds. There is scuds that have got into it, and they must be eating the shrimp fry because I'm not getting my shrimp anymore.
Yeah, I can see scuds swimming around.
There is a lot of scuds.
Huh. That's gotta be tough, getting rid of scuds with shrimp.
So yeah, I'm gonna catch them out and put them in the 20 high above and put a fish that will try to get all the scuds out.
Sorry, catch the shrimp out?
Catch the shrimp out, yep. Put them up in the top tank.
That's always fun too when you have shrimplets in the substrate.
Yep, and you can probably see that little one. Yep, there's not as many that come out anymore since the scuds came in.
Live foods, we could probably talk about that all day. Let's see.
That's my first spawn of blue eye lemon plecos, long fins. They're hatched, what, 4 or 5 days ago. There's a little over 30 of them.
Awesome. In a little breeder box.
It's the Marina, I think the Marineland breeder box, the large. I love them.
Start high?
Start high.
Good.
So these are Julidochromis transcriptus. They're a bunch that I'm growing out. Need to sell all of them. They are pretty fun fish though. Watching them hide and dive all over the rocks. Quite a bit of hair algae in there, but I just leave it.
It's good for them.
Those came from the neighbor that got out of the hobby. All the Africans you see.
And those are pretty awesome little rock dwellers that have pretty cool behavior, laying the rocks.
Yep.
Moving over one.
These are my guppies. I got them from Cam before he moved to Oregon. I got 2 girls from him, and now I have a ton of fry. I did have 1 male from before, but he is no longer with us. So hopefully he got the females. They were already pregnant. You can see she's pretty big right now.
Yeah, that's
They've been spitting fry every few days still.
nice. Nets.
We got some nets.
What's
Got
this?
a tarantula in there.
Oh, geez. Yeah, perfect.
It's a Brazilian white knee. Big
Awesome.
crazy eater.
So people watching Fish Channel probably don't know much about this critter. What do you feed this?
I feed it dubia roaches.
And do you like culture those?
No. I just have a buddy that does, and he just gives them to me.
Hey, you can't beat that.
I
Awesome.
don't have a need for that many roaches because they make a ton if you culture them.
That's a sweet spider setup. Okay, and this looks like a...
Then I got my breeders of my Corridora pilatus in here, the peppered cories. And that's the big female. Call her Elvis with how big her fin is.
Oh, I've been wanting to show her. I wish you would get running around for us to get that big high fin twirling.
Yep. It's not the best girl name, but I don't know what else to call her with that big old Elvis fin.
So both of our Cory lines are from Elvis, so we always get awesome Corys when we breed the pilatus.
And there's 2 little babies that mated in here that you might see when we're videoing. That must have fell when I was collecting eggs. And then we have my breeding group of longfin lemon blue eye plecos. And there's 1 male you can see behind the heater there. Oh, there's one of the babies.
Oh yeah, it's got a good high fin on it.
He's got a good fin. There's some Cippochromis that hide in the caves that I bred up.
I didn't even see those. Oh, here they come. I'm missing it.
The Cippochromis Blue Flash.
Sweet. And do you also have the sips down
So
here that we can
parents to the
see?
sips are right there. Most everyone's hiding right now. They're a little freaked out from the water change.
And these are a mouth brooder?
They are mouth brooder, and I was just looking a minute ago, and one has fry in its mouth right now. But with all the hiding spots, it's too hard to catch them out.
if you could, would you strip the fry or do you just let it happen naturally?
So I let it happen until they turn into fry, and that's how I got those ones, is I caught it once they swam out of the mouth.
It's awesome, all the plants in the African tank.
Yes, I have a ton of buse, a ton of anubias, some pearlweed. There's one crip growing down in the sand, which it's been the slowest growing thing.
The green one?
And
Or
the red right behind it.
is that a pink flamingo?
A pink flamingo that randomly made it in there somehow.
I was calling those pink panthers in my last video, so correction there, pink flamingo. Have someone who knows much more about plants here than myself. And then in the back,
that is a white calvis.
Calvis.
I wish that everyone would come out, because there's 11 orange compressiceps in there, which you can see one up against the rock right there.
Oh yeah, until you shine the light it disappears.
Everyone's hiding right now. And 2 white calvis and I think 6 of the cyprichromis in there.
Awesome, beautiful setup. One of my favorites, and it looks like...
Oh, and then I got the Pogostemon
Yep.
Stellatus octopus in there.
Oh yeah, good
Got it
plant.
in a lot of my tanks. Which people say that you can't plant with Africans, but I'm a plant man and I'm gonna put plants in every tank.
So this is a pretty cool setup. What is this tank?
So this is a 9-gallon Eheim tank, and it's got my tiger batis in it.
Such an awesome little fish.
Just got a male and female in there, and then 2 autocinclus. You can see the male pretty good. He's pretty fish. I got 1 Amano shrimp that's a little over 4 years old.
Dang.
And then a bunch of dwarf Sagittaria.
Doesn't look like...
Move the lid and maybe the female will come out.
But that male is just a stunning fish. One of my favorites.
Big old Amano that's on the
Holy
log
cow,
there.
how did I miss that? A monstro.
So I bought this tank with the pea puffer in it and the Amano. They're both the same age. Got it from a lady, and the whole thing was so covered in algae that you couldn't even see the fish in it. This is my 5-gallon that I just have in my kitchen. It's got 2 sparkling gourami, a pair, a little bit of hair algae.
The root structure of the floating plants is insane.
So Sylvania minima and the water lettuce and frog bit.
What's this crazy thing sticking out in the top?
So that is an air plant. And then we got Ludwigia arcuata sticking out the top. It's growing immersed.
Awesome.
And some Bacopa caroliniana.
Nice. Cool.
So a little bit of Buse philandra on the wood. Crip underella. Dwarf or hairgrass. And Stargyne repens. It's due for a big trimming in this tank.
Yeah, but I bet the fish love it.
That's why I don't touch it too much. Hopefully get some breeding out of them. So this is just kind of an extra tank. I keep all my plant trimmings, so when people come by fish and shrimp and they see a plant they like, I just give them some plants if they need them. Those are some opaline gouramis. They came from Cam before he moved to Oregon, and I didn't have a tank to put them in, so they just live in here. gets a lot of fertilizer, keep it green, because I changed the water out in my Daphnia bucket. Gotta keep the green water.
Sweet. And then for your show tank.
So this is an 80 gallon. It's heavily planted. Whole bunch of fish. I could probably name plants for a good 30 minutes.
Sure. Maybe we should just hit some of the more rare plants.
So we got some crypt parva up front.
For the carpet, right?
For the carpet that's going on.
Awesome carpet.
We got pogo stem and helpheri. That's right there. Crypt pink flamingo.
So big.
Big old pink flamingo. We got crypt green gecko.
And the green gecko is just enormous. I can't believe it.
There's axle rod-eye crypt. Crypt underella, crypt Wendell-eye green, Wendell-eye red, lutea. We got crypt spiralis red tiger.
So
That's
pretty.
that one right there. We got some needle leaf java fern.
Okay.
I think 4 or 5 different kind of bucephalandras in there. There's crypt spiralis green, hygrophilus sunset. Got another dwarf aquarium lily that's growing out the center.
And an awesome crypt buse.
I can pull that and let the camera see it. This actually came undone, both the crypt and the pink flamingo, or the bucephalandra and crypt pink flamingo. And they grew together. I found it in the back corner, so I just decided to shove it in the rock, and it has been growing awesome.
It is awesome. Okay, and for fish, what do you got in here?
So there's 35 rummy nose tetras. There's the turquoise rainbows that Seth won on Dan's fish live stream that he gave to me.
Pretty fish in here.
There's 2 longfin green dragon plecos, 3 clown plecos.
The plecos were out earlier. We should have grabbed some footage.
There's 12 green laser corridors. Some blue dream shrimp, a bunch of Amano shrimp, 2 Siamese algae eaters, 1 hillstream loach.
Dang. I see some narite snails.
There's, I think, 6 narites in there. There is CO2 on the tank.
And filtration.
Awaze Biomaster 350.
Waze. And then you also have a wave
Just
maker
a
for flow.
20 gallon Petco wave maker.
They love the ONIP tabs. Wow. Those lasers are awesome. You found those on GetGills, is that right?
Yep, from TM Aquatics.
Excellent fish breeder.
I've been wanting them for years, and he had a sale going, and I had to get them.
Someone found those for you, if I remember right.
Yep, cool brother, I know.
Sweet. GetGills, excellent online source for fish, plants, fish food. Most anything you need for the aquarium, botanicals. Check them out. I'll drop a link. Okay, so on your 80 gallon, you've also got some floating plants. What's this one here?
Duckweed, and then that is the dwarf aquarium lily and the tiger lotus coming up to the top. See the Hygrophila pinnatophyta,
And then as far as immersed grown goes,
I'm trying to get the hydrocotyl Japan to get growing up this log. Kind of going, kind of not.
looks good. That spiralis red tiger, or whatever you called it, looks awesome top down.
Yeah, you can really see the tiger stripes in it.
Yeah, that pink flamingo, or pink panther as I call it, looks great top down too. So you also breed fish outdoors?
So this is my outdoor tub, just a 100-gallon Rubbermaid. It's not as pretty as Because You're Fish, but it's still doing the job. I'll turn off the air here, so hopefully we can get some fish. If you look down in the lily, usually about right here, you can catch all the celestial pearl Daniel babies.
Oh, I see one. Two, if the glare would leave us be. Awesome. So CPD babies, anything else in here?
There's the yellow gold striped shrimp.
Yeah,
and some,
I got eyes on like 4 of them right now.
There is so many now. And Corydora pilatus, of course.
Nice. Putting the Corydorus outside. I get a lot of questions about whether or not that can be done. The pilatus is an excellent option because they can take some cooler temps as well as some warmer temps.
I actually overwintered some in my garage.
Oh, nice.
Went down to about 40 degrees water
Wow.
temp, and they did just fine. I was very surprised.
That hydro sunset looks awesome out here.
It looks good. If I move some plants, I have pots planted with crypts. Of course, I love my crypts.
Yes.
You can see them.
Some hornwort floating.
Little hornwort. More crypts.
See, I also put aquarium plants in my tubs. I think it helps with breeding and nitrates, and it's just good for everyone.
And then up top, I have just taken whatever's grown out of the kitchen tank that immersed. So Bacopa caroliniana.
So awesome immersed. It kind of drapes and hangs like a creeping plant.
Which I had tried in Anubias and it didn't work very well.
It looks like it's still got some life. Don't give up hope.
And something from Home Depot that I bought that I don't
Sick.
know the name.
Looks taro-ish, but who knows?
This is Alternanthera renekii.
The red plant?
Yep.
No chance.
Gets these little white flowers on it. Looks really cool.
Awesome.
And then Ludwigia arculata and Ludwigia super red.
Nice.
And then a crypt Wendetii. And then I don't know what that is, but I grabbed it out of the front garden.
Nice. Yeah, I love the experimentation with immersed grown aquarium plants. And then you've also got a bucket here. Let's take a look. I see a Aquarium Co-op USB Nano air pump.
That's running my pond. And then this
Awesome.
is my Daphnia culture.
All right, Gordo, I can't thank you enough for letting me come by and take a look at your fish house, I should say. It's so awesome.
Thanks for coming over. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, and check it out. He's letting me leave with a big old bag of scuds. Can't beat that. You can check out Gordo on Instagram _Gordo. That's GORDO _. So _Gordo _. He posts a lot of cool stuff. Check him out. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. You won't miss anything coming out from me in the future. Again, thanks, and I'll catch you next time.
Thank you.